Today, the big story has, of course, been the huge verdict in the Supreme Court, which is why we're asking, with the death sentence that has been upheld by the Supreme Court for the 4 rapist murderers of Nirbhaya, I don't want to call her Nirbhaya, her name was Jyoti Singh Pandey, can she finally rest in peace? That's the big question we're asking. Before we get straight into that and get you the family's first reactions, let's take you through the top 5 stories we're tracking on 5 Live.
Finally, relief. Finally, they allow themselves to heave a sigh of relief. Finally, Nirbhaya's parents know that the 4 men who participated in violating and butchering their daughter have been sent one step closer to the place where they belong, the gallows. Despite arguments made by the amicus curiae, the Supreme Court agreed that the heinous rape and murder fell into the rarest of rare category. The top court also observed that the investigation in the case was watertight and cannot be doubted. Nirbhaya's dying declaration cannot be ignored. Various foreign objects were used to physically torture Nirbhaya to death. Due to the mitigating circumstances, the case will be a precedent for all.
इस जुर्म को देखा जाए और उस जुर्म को जिस बेदर्दी से किया गया है, हाँ, जिस बेदर्दी से इसे किया गया है, इसलिए कोर्ट का ये कहना था कि इस केस में डेथ सेंटेंस के सिवाय और कोई सेंटेंस ठीक नहीं रहेगा।
मैं इससे असंतुष्ट हूं और जैसे जजमेंट मिल जाएगा उसको स्टडी करके हम उस पर जो रिव्यू है हम रिव्यू फाइल करेंगे।
But this is not the first time that the judiciary has attempted to make India safer for its women. A month after Nirbhaya's death, the Justice Verma Committee was formed to tighten rape laws in India. But with every passing year, crimes against women have only increased.
But the bigger question remains that while Nirbhaya seems to have got justice, what happens to other women in this country? And interestingly, by the latest statistics, the conviction in the rape offences has just gone down in 2016-2017. With camera person Pratap, this is Anusha Soni for India Today.
So it is the death sentence for those 4 men. Remember the juvenile, the 5th killer. He, of course, got away scot-free because of the law of the land. He's still alive. He survives the law. Nothing more can happen to him. But the death sentence will prevail on the other 4 brutes, the people who gang raped and then murdered Nirbhaya, Jyoti Singh Pandey. I want to go across to 3 of India Today's reporters spread out all across the country. Indrajit joining us from Kolkata, Virendra Singh Gunawat from Mumbai, and Akshay Nath joining us from Chennai. Viren, if I could come to you first. You know, a lot of people expected this. I wonder what the reaction would have been if the Supreme Court had commuted the death sentence. But what are the reactions that you're getting on the ground? You know, this was a Delhi story, but it affected all of India, Viren.
Exactly, it was a Delhi story, but definitely there was a very, strong, aggressive view coming from Mumbai as well. No matter a few years back, but even today, because we have, the few girls around who have their strong views. The first reaction, still.
I think it's a very good decision that the Supreme Court has taken, and it should have been taken a little earlier. But nevertheless, now I think it's. There should be a fear that has to be instilled in some minds which work so dirtily, and I think if this one case has done it, I think good for the country, good for the nation.
Good for the nation. How about you?
We're glad that Supreme Court has come up with a speedy solution like this.
Right.
However, the juvenile who has been given a 3-year imprisonment and now he's free, moving around, it was essential even for him to get this death penalty.
Right, so you have the complaint for the juvenile?
Yes, definitely.
How about you, ma'am?
Justice upheld, but still the speedy thing should really update ourselves. Our justice system should update. The juvenile who was left, he is still running out there without any this thing, whatever rehabilitation and all done. But today, lady has been empowered by this judgment.
That's it. How about you?
The judgment is obviously good, but it has to be more on a speedy version, and it has to be oblicized and exemplary, where everyone feel that, they have to be more of a, this kind of a punishment can be done. So we should be careful before acting on anything.
Happy with the judgment or satisfied, or there should have been something more?
It's just a satisfied. It's not a happy moment because it could be have done a speedier version.
How about you?
happy with the version. We are moving forward. Justice is moving forward.
How about you?
It should have been more stringent so that they cannot appeal any further or ask for any reviews.
Right. The last word.
Very happy, very happy. I think we all as a citizen also should work together with the government and should look forward for a speedy court for sure.
Exactly. I think the bottom line is that the speed of the verdict, that is becoming a major concern, and that definitely a juvenile is still moving free, in the nation.
Absolutely. I want to go across to Smitha, who joins us live from the national capital, from the city where it actually happened, in Delhi itself. Smitha, I understand you've got some people with you. We've been getting reactions all through the day today. A controversial issue, people sometimes divided on the issue of death penalty, but this is one story that really broke a lot of hearts and made a lot of people angry. What are you hearing, Smitha?
Shiv, I don't have anyone right now, unfortunately, but everyone has said the same thing, that they're happy that the justice has come, though 5 years, it was a long time. The fight was very, very painful for the family especially, and the message which the family the victim's family, Nirbhaya's family wanted to convey through this was that no one else should do such kind of thing again. Here the people in Dwarka, they are also very happy, but the question they are raising again and again, that the situation has not changed on the ground level, and especially the women, the girls, the young girls, they are facing a lot of trouble while traveling in Delhi, Dwarka, the places like Dwarka, because there's no security guard in the bus. Or if we talk about the public transport here in Dwarka is very, very poor, because of which they have to take buses and rickshaws and all these things, and especially in the night is very, very painful for them.
Absolutely. So there is a general sense that they're welcoming the verdict, that most of the voices we're hearing from across the country welcome the fact that the death sentence has been upheld, but they're wondering why it actually took so long in the face of such overwhelming evidence. Indro, is that the general sense you're getting on the ground from Kolkata as well?
Well, that's right. That's the kind of sense that we are picking up from Kolkata as well. People are, welcoming the Supreme Court's judgment, but they're saying, what took so long? That's the question that many of you have been raising. What took so long?
Yeah. Why did it take so long for a decision to be taken? So because I also have a daughter, and my job is not a 9 to 6 job. And there are times I need to leave her and go to places, and it's very difficult for me.
Is there a sense of fear? Is there a sense of anticipation all the time?
All the time, because
you are a student. You venture out in the streets often, late in the hours. Is there a fear that is always playing in your mind? Do you feel safe and secure in Calcutta?
Actually, I don't feel safe and secure in the Calcutta during the nights. I fear to go out after 7 or 8 o'clock and step out of my home.
Wow.
Just because of the people around, they don't look at the hours, they don't look at...
But why is this sense of fear? Despite the Supreme Court coming down heavily on this landmark judgment, death penalty being upheld, do you think that is going to be a deterrent as far as sexual crime, violent crime against women is concerned?
Well, I think that if judges are taking so long to pass this verdict, then the fear among this criminal it won't come easily, because the criminals need to understand that as soon the judges are going to take action, that will help the public from getting over the fear.
So what she's trying to say is that if there's such delay in dispensation of justice, it emboldens the perpetrators of such crime, and therefore the amount of time being taken by the judiciary, that should be brought down. That's the sense that is one of the
things about the Nirbhaya Jyoti Singh Pandey case, which is that people understand that there is due process, people understand that there is a law that needs to go through a certain process before a conviction, before a verdict, but this case was so horrific, it touched so many people where it hurts, that they wonder why it really took so long. Due process is not an argument that most people are willing to accept because of the absolute horror that was the basic nature of this crime. Akshaya Nath also with us from Chennai. I remember, Akshaya, in 2012 when this crime happened, those protests, those shows of solidarity weren't just here in Delhi. Certainly not. They were all over the country. I remember huge protests in Chennai as well. Are people still angry, and are they satisfied today with what's happened?
On December 16th, on the cold winter night, when the news about Nirbhaya's incident had come out, it was a shocker. And in fact, yes, all through the city of Chennai and many other districts in Tamil Nadu, we had seen widespread protest. And in fact, this landmark judgment comes as a sigh of relief for many and also gives hope for many. I have a lady with me. She is a mother of two, and she was telling me just moments back how this helps them feel safe and secure. Ma'am, what do you think about this landmark judgment made by the Supreme Court?
Actually, as a working woman, I feel very proud of this, and the judgment is very good also. But we waited for 5 years for this judgment, but the result was very satisfaction. But still, as a mother of two daughters, I feel this judgment must be implemented soon, so that this must not happen again in any state. The people who thinks of this incident must not do the worst crime again.
Very strong emotions that are running high here, and we also see that, you know, when young women go out, there's always a sense of fear among their parents. And here I have a man who has a 24-year-old daughter, and exactly that was the age of Jyoti Singh as well.
That's right.
So having a daughter of 24 years who's living in a metro city, how do you think she's safe in the city?
I was expecting this judgment, but I feel that this is too late. It should have happened at least 1 year, in that year itself. It is too late. But my daughter, who is working in Mumbai, whenever I see such things, I always remember about my daughter who's working there and how far she is safe in a metro city like Mumbai. But anyhow, this gives lot of satisfaction, feeling confidence in the Supreme Court or in the judges or justice.
There is a lot of hope and trust that the people have to the judicial system now. But why this delay in the judgment is one question. But will this also be implemented? Will the death sentence be implemented is another question. And many of them are saying that it has to be implemented soon, so that the fear is instilled among those who
that's the second big point. And I want to bring that to Rohini also, because I remember we've spoken about this before. It's not just about, you know, the time it has taken to arrive at this verdict and the Supreme Court to give its verdict, Rohini, but also, you know, a lot of people, you know, like Landro and Akshaya were reporting, people with them saying that, you know, why wait any longer? Why give it the option of curative petition and, you know, review petition and presidential pardon, etc. If the Supreme Court has said it, then the horror of this crime should mean those people should be hanged immediately. That's not part of the process, but that's what people want.
That's what people want, and that's exactly the kind of sentiments that have been echoing right across the country, Shiv. But also another question that is being asked, apart from the delay in delivering this particular judgment, is, have any lessons been learned? Ask every woman in every city today, do they feel safe? Well, the question will continue saying, we are taking precautionary measures. Is it a point about taking precautionary measures, or is it the point that they should feel safe, thinking that if somebody goes about in a horrific way of what we have seen in the case of Nirbhaya, then you will be taken to task. It has taken 5 years to deliver that judgment, but will it go down to every single criminal mind who's out there on the streets thinking of something like that, that he will not behave the way? But I'll also bring in two very young stars, and let me also talk about asking you yourself travel late at night. You're in the city of Bangalore. We all are proud of our city, but at the same time, when you travel, now be it through taxis like Ubers and Olas, or buses for that matter, do you feel safe despite the fact that a judgment of this sort has come out?
No, I don't feel completely safe while traveling, but they have been taking small measures to ensure safety, but I wouldn't say that a woman would feel completely safe in the city.
So what are the measures that you take?
I would, if someone would grab me or something, I would ensure that I would, shout out or hit back at that person or something.
You're more emboldened and empowered now.
Yes, I am more emboldened and empowered. And plus, every woman should learn some sort of self-defense to have
Shiv, I've been hearing this again and again, about learning self-defense, how women should protect themselves.
the feeling of that one should feel secure. As yourself, your friends, your family, do you think that there could be anything more that can be done? Individually, everybody takes their own protection, but do you think that even one step further in terms of the government intervening? Have you seen any intervention?
First of all, I would like to mention that due to this incident, it has created a lot of awareness among the society and the students. And the men in the society are also ensuring that they take an extra step to ensure the safety of the women in their friend circles or be it family.
That's right.
And the government is trying to establish patrols and awareness among citizens, but they should try harder, and they should establish as much safety measures for women as possible.
They should come down with an iron hand, Shiv.
Yes.
And it is just 24 hours ago that I actually helped a girl who was again violated in a public space. She defended herself, she came out, and we filed an FIR on this. But the question is, there are people out there, there are criminal minds out there, there are people who want to feel, who think they can get away with law. But this particular case and the judgment that has come in the Nirbhaya case clearly will say that the law will catch up to you.
It's being welcomed right across the country. Thanks very much, Rohini, Indro, Akshaya, Smita, and our other reporters.